Good morning. Our hand today is going to be pocket queens. We are under the gun, open raise, folds around a big blind who calls. So open raising range, pretty standard. I will include ace five as kind of a bluff in these small pocket pairs. Big blind's playing 37-2. We have over 600 hands on him. We've got information about 3-bet range is kings plus jacks, 4-bet range aces, attempted steal, then a 4-bet with aces. You got cool call 2-bet from blinds. We've got ace 9 plus ace 6. You got some king 9 offs. I think overall he's going to be loose. If we look at it just as regular stat, big blind stat, 27% VPIP, but he has 42% call 2-bet stat. So this is 40%. We know that he's called a6 plus, so we'll include that. What other offsuit hands? He has a lot of suited hands. He has like 7-2 suited. That's crazy, if you ask me. So probably he's more inclined to call with suited hands than offsuit hands. So, if we just add all suited hands, that's going to be too much. So then if we drop some of these offsuit hands, then things start getting a little bit better. I'm going to go with this. Just say he's going to play all. I take that back. No, I'm not. I don't think he has like jack 2 or anything suited. Let's see this. No, he doesn't. I think we'll just clean it up and say we're going to get rid of like the absolute worst ones. And say and then include these connectors again. We'll go with that. Really big range. So flop comes out king 6-5. This is a board that if villain bets or checks, we should bet. Now note that he is short stack. So with our queens, it would be hard for us to bet, face a check raise, and then fold. More than likely, villain would have a king at that point, but there is a possibility that he has a straight draw or a flush draw if we think villain's going to play like that. I will say we have 3-bet ranges, kings plus aces. We know he has jacks as well. So 3-bet range, kings plus jacks. I think maybe we'll get rid of ace king too, and say just queens plus ace king is what his 3-bet range is going to be. So in any case, what does he do? He actually donks, leads into us. What is he going to donk with? He donks fairly high frequency, 32%. We have donked paired flop without trips or better. Donks flop with top pair or better. I think this includes top pair, but I think it's going to be like a weaker kicker. Maybe like king 9 or lower. I don't think overpair is going to donk. I don't think any of those good hands are going to donk. I think you could have a donk of these under pairs as well. Jacks, 10s, 9s. Just to see, do I have it? And the bet's actually pretty small. The bet's pretty small. Maybe a middle pair. It's like he's trying to control bet sizing. Maybe he's got a flush draw, open ender, gut shot as well. It's doing this real weak donk. Not sure if I do pocket pair below the board, and bottom pair's questionable, but we'll do something like this. This is a spot we could attack. Definitely, I think I'd be more inclined to attack with some of our draws. We're raising our sets. We should be. We're doing that for value. We're hoping he actually has something that he's going to call with. I think we're raising our overpair. I think our top pair can be raised. And then I think your flush draw, our gut shot. And I'd be tempted somewhat with like a 2-card backdoor flush draw. And then maybe like bottom pair with the ace. I don't really want to turn these cards into bluffs. Obviously, we could be good. If he has a king, he has a king. If we raise, what hands is he going to raise with? I think players like this are going to be calling with their pairs. They're going to bet. They're going to probably call with their top pair. They're probably going to call with these under pairs. I think maybe they'll fold the middle pairs, bottom pairs, and then they'll call with their draws. I kind of like, and this is the size. If it was a more reasonable donk bet, I think I would raise. But for the one big blind, I think I just feel like we should call. But then again, it's one big blind. We should probably just go for a raise. This is unusual. So not thrilled with that, because I do think this just kind of narrows my range significantly to basically some of those pocket pairs. So I still think we're ahead because he has a lot of weak hands. 4 spades is not good. We don't have the queen. Now villain checks. At this point, don't think he has a flush. I think he would have continued betting with the flush. He would continue betting with, let's get all of the flush here. I think he would continue betting with the ace high flush. I also think these big kings, it's basically top pair plus flush. These are weaker flushes. I think weaker flushes are going to be checking. We're going to leave that. We're going to say straight's going to check. All these weaker hands are going to check at this point. It's on us. We basically have pocket pairs. I don't think we bet because I don't think we're going to get called by hands. If we bet, I really only think we're getting called by, your straights and flushes, and that's about it. I think top pair is just going to dump their hand. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Top pair plus, but even if he just calls top pair plus, we're going to be behind. So I think here's the case where we have our entire range, but villain does not because he donked and then he checked. So we're going to include that. River's a 6. I still think we're ahead here. I don't think the 6 is drastically going to improve him. I think here the question is, would we get value when villain checks? Would we get called by worse? And the question is, would he call with any of these under pairs? And my guess is no. So I don't think this is going to be a bet for value. I think he's going to be calling. We're going to fold out basically everything that we beat. So I'm not sure if there's any reason to bet here. So I checked and he shows ace jack, which wasn't in his range. That was a donking range. He had to do it with his ace high, basically. And if he did it with ace high, so if he's doing it with ace jack, with jack spades, possibly doing it with like ace 10, maybe with all of these aces. Just stupid. I don't know why he did it. So, you know, we just have to attack. So we'll say call 3 big blind. Under the gun RFI from big blind with ace of clubs, jack of spades. I mean, that's not bad. And then he bets 1 big blind. Check, check. King of hearts, 6 spades, 5 spades, 4 spades, 6 of hearts. All right, so I don't mind his call pre-flop. I think you're okay. You're in position. I don't think I would have. Maybe you could raise it with ace jack kind of as a bluff, but you're out of position against an under the gun player who figures to have a pretty strong range here. What I don't like is my call on the flop. That flop, one big blind bet, donk is weak. We should just attack it. And we already had our range set up. See here, we already had our range where we're going to be raising these for value. We're going to be raising these for values. That only leaves these pocket pairs. And I think if we call, it's just looks too much like pocket pairs. So I think we should just have raised all of them and go from there. Is he going to call? Probably not. He bets 1, pot size is 8. I think we go ahead and raise. Let's see here. I think we raise up to maybe like 5, maybe 6 is our bet. If he calls and he checks us on the turn, we probably check behind. Although we now have, you know, we could have picked up the straight, we could have picked up the flush. I think I think at that point we check with our queens with our hand, because we have some showdown value, and we could. I think the only hands that are gonna be calling are hands that beat us at that point. So I think we messed up with our flop. So hopefully enjoy this hand. We'll end here. You can always look tomorrow for another one.